here.
No.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless program. This will be for Wednesday, May 22nd.
And then he cuts me off.
As always, I'm your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have
Cocaine.
Kane Holloway, as always. He's back.
I'm back.
Jack subbing in for a minute.
Jack
Galvin.
Yeah.
Who was Jack the Ripper.
Oh yeah, that was his co-host.
I think that might be better than cocaine, but I don't know. I don't
know.
Anyways, we have a special guest. I'm very excited about our guest. She's been mentioned and talked about multiple times on this podcast. One of my top 2,000 bookers. Jennifer Canfield from Laughs Unlimited in Sacramento.
That's me.
You want to give her a nickname, Kane? That should be your new thing. You give every guest a nickname.
Yeah.
JC Chavez?
Yeah. What?
Nothing. Go on.
If he's giving the nickname.
Yeah, why are you
shut the fuck up?
constantly interrupting me with
Okay, give her the nickname.
Okay.
Shut up. All right, so Jennifer is the owner and booker of Laughs Unlimited. One of my favorite people in or out of comedy.
Sitting right here.
What?
I'm sitting right here.
Can you leave?
Okay. Jesus.
So
I need to get a better rhythm going.
He can. He's in the middle.
I know. Why is your back turned to me? Fucking open up. Lean back. Take the mic by you.
I think he feels like a hostage at this point. I mean, we are kind of large and really got him blocked in. Can't go anywhere.
Did you call Jennifer large? You piece of shit, Kane.
Large Jen? Does that be a nickname?
Oh, get him, Jen.
Wait.
Oh, Kane.
What did I do? I was going with
So
the
I was
flow.
once in a relationship with a guy, and there were two Jens, and she was smaller than me, so she was little Jen, and then I was big Jen.
Well, couldn't you just
So she was LJ
Jen?
and you were BJ?
And I was like, I don't know about big Jen, so then I got just changed to tall Jen.
Tall Jen.
I like tall Jen.
So, okay,
It's a
so
little
if you're listening to this, Jen, you're 6'4"?
6'2".
6'2". And I'm 6'8" and weigh about...
Too much.
Boom. Fucking that is a great written joke.
Oh,
Kane.
it's the worst.
I
If you're small, they'll fucking throw you into the overhead. I hate all his jokes now. Every one of his jokes. I recite them.
Whose fault? Not mine. Is
I don't even do that joke anymore.
I don't
it's the only
give
one
a
he can
fuck.
retain.
Anyways,
the worst thing to do to a comic. The worst thing to do to a comic, if you're ever
is bring Kane with you.
Good. Well, and then recite his material back to him.
It's the
You
worst.
realize how shitty of a comic you actually are.
God.
Oh,
Gross.
then comics should never talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I know all their material.
Ew. Oh no.
So I met Jen. It was about 6 years ago. When I moved from Seattle to LA, I stopped in Sacramento. All of our buddies, Roger Lazola, was roommates with Carlos Rodriguez, and I was staying with them. And I think Roger was featuring for the weekend. And I was like, hey, can you get me a guest spot so maybe I can be seen by the manager, and then go from there. So he's like, I talked to her. You got guest spots all weekend. Weekend goes great. I fucking crushed it.
I was much nicer then.
Were you? What happened?
Yeah, comedy.
You think so?
You met Jay?
Yeah.
You think you were... You've
You
always
got
been the
guest spots
same.
all weekend?
Oh, yeah.
I was much nicer then.
Fucking ripping it.
Yeah, allegedly.
No, so...
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then so the way Laughs Unlimited works is there's no Thursday show. There's 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday. Have you always done that, by the way?
Yes and no. I think we did Thursday through Sunday. It used to be Wednesday through Sunday, but that was before me.
Oh, okay.
But we did Thursday through Sunday, and then Thursday and Sunday shows are really sad to do sometimes, but not as much anymore.
Okay. So, so Sunday, Jen calls me, and she says, she's like, hey, right place, right time. And I'm like, what? She goes, the headliner's sick. I'm going to have you and Roger co-headline. She goes, I'll put a little money in your pocket on your way down to L.A. I was like, fucking awesome, right? So do that. Goes good, whatever. I go down to L.A., and for those, if there's comics listening to this, the way Jen runs her club is, doesn't matter who you are, you got to come up through the system, basically. So even though I co-headlined that and it went great and everything, Jen was like, we'll have you come back, you'll feature, and you do good, then we'll go from there. And so
really, he probably was mediocre, and I was like, well, I'll have you come feature.
It's a good, that makes about right.
Okay, we don't have to be so negative, Jen.
Oh,
so he brought me back. I featured for Keith Joel Nelson.
Keith Ross Nelson.
Ross Nelson. Damn it.
Get your fucking names right. Your story sucks.
Yeah, so that's
it's
about
hard to keep lies straight when he's talking about how great he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you started. Crushed it, did you? Anyway.
Sold out every show because they heard I was doing guest spots. No,
He really packed the place.
yeah.
They're like, Jay Okerson's going to be there?
Oh, that's the worst. I know. Fuck. Oh, God. That's why I just keep. That's why you don't have to say Irish. Just say Big J on the fucking thing. No, but then and then I've been headlining since there, and Jen is. So I've told Jen for a while that I wanted to have her on the podcast, and like I said, if you listen to the podcast, you know I've mentioned her numerous times, and because you have some amazing stories, and I wanted you to tell some of the stories of comics that have been banned. You don't have to say their names unless you want to, but Carlos chiming in.
We're going to start with Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah. So, well, first, okay, so you've been owner manager of that for how long? For Laughs Unlimited?
August 1st will be 10 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know I'm old in comedy years now.
Yeah.
It makes me a veteran.
You've seen the clubs come and go, different ones, comics come and go. And what made you decide to go with the 2 shows Friday, 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday over 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday?
I don't know. At the time, I mean, it's like a weekend of shows. Why would you cut out a Sunday? I mean, I've never looked at what any other clubs are doing. I've just kind of done my own thing. And then it's weird when I go other places. I was like, oh, that's how they do it? Oh, they do an open mic on Sunday? That's weird. But then I don't really like change either. So I was just like, yeah, Friday to Sunday. That's where we are now.
Now, there was, I don't remember the comic, but there's somebody that's banned. I mean, I'm sure there's a few. And I think a lot of the comics
I always wanted to have a RIP wall in my office, but it seemed kind of morbid at the time. So there is a wall in my office that, because I used to use 3x5 cards to do the booking, and I would move them around on the wall as I booked people. And then I just started moving those cards to the side. And it doesn't say RIP, but in my mind, it's a little RIP.
And who's one of those that comes to mind immediately, and what's the story behind it? And you don't have to say the names. Carlos will tell you. If you want, go ahead. I don't. I guess you're the booker, close. So why do you give a fuck? You're like,
well, because even though I'm a booker, I'm not vindictive, and I don't wish them to not work for anybody else. And some of them, it's just a situation that happened with me that I won't book them again. So, you know, I don't wish people ill will. In fact, I don't give a fuck about people after I stop thinking about them. So, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
yeah, well, we can talk about that right now. Pretty much don't argue with me because I'll stop arguing, and that doesn't mean you win.
Yeah. Jen's thing is if you like you ask her opinion or you're getting her input, she gives it, and then if you argue it or you want to argue, Jen doesn't argue. She just goes, okay. And then she's done.
Yeah.
Like what? Like who's arguing with you about what? Like the time?
I don't know. There's not a lot of arguments. I'm 6'2" and not a small person. You know, stature is similar to Jay's, so I don't get a lot of people arguing with me. I'm prettier, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
Yeah.
But we could talk about actually Carlos Rodriguez took over featuring one weekend because I had a feature just decide he was done with comedy on stage. Yeah. He was on stage, came up for his set and said, you know, I don't really do comedy anymore, and so I'm gonna tell my jokes and you can laugh or not, and I don't care because I'm never coming back here again.
I think one of the stories I remember is somebody came late and you had already replaced him. Do you know what that?
I wasn't there. It wasn't me. So I actually co-own the Laughs with my mom.
Right.
We run it together, and she has a full-time day job, so she's not there as much. But when she is there, if anybody fucks with my mom, I'll kill you.
Yes.
So don't fuck with my mom.
Yes.
Right. She's a way nicer version of me. So they had actually been late. The comic that we're talking about had actually been late on Friday.
Okay, I thought you said laid. They had been late.
I don't give a shit if they get laid.
Yeah.
Had been late on Friday. And I told them that was a problem, and you need to not be late tomorrow. What happened was he pulled up, and he goes, I'm here, I'm on time, I just have to find parking at 8 o'clock. I'm like, that's not on time at all.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about your parking. Like
and you start shows on time. You don't say 8 o'clock.
whether I do or not, be there at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care. What I do.
Yeah.
I feel like
fucking get him.
I
Get
feel
him,
like
Jen.
you think that I'm trying to like bait you into an argument.
Let's argue, Kane.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
into it.
Yeah.
Do you start at 8 or not? Because I'll grace your club with my presence.
I do what I want, bitch. No, yeah, I know he did look a little
I
scared.
did. I was like, wait a minute. I was just asking a question.
And that's why people don't ask me questions. And that's why I'm intimidating, I guess. So generally we try to start our shows on time. Yes, Kane, thank you for the question. I really appreciate your comment.
I will try to think of more.
So we had not started. I waited for him. But I said, don't be late tomorrow. It's a level of professionalism. You should be here 30 minutes early. You're the host. You know, you don't know if I have stuff to tell you. I try to teach comics. I want comics to grow and be professionals. It's a thing. So second show now, I usually look in the bar to see if they're in the bar. And if they're not, I assume they're in the back. So I open the door to the bar because we have separate bar and lobby, or bar and showroom. So I open the door to the bar. He's not in the bar. I assume he's in the back. Thank you for coming to Laughs Unlimited, blah, blah, blah. Coming to the stage.
Oh, so you're starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And nobody comes to the stage.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
And nobody comes to the stage. And so I go back and I open the door to the bar, and now he's standing there. And I was like, really crazy that you're in the bar when I just called you up on stage. You want to do your job or what?
Oh, no.
So he goes on stage and does his set.
Now, real quick, before you go to the bar, so
Same
you
night.
go, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bob Smith, whatever.
Right.
Nobody comes. Do you say in the thing, one moment, ladies and gentlemen, or do you just let it be dead and walk out?
I probably let it be dead.
Okay.
Because I'm pissed and I don't care.
Right.
I really want them to know that you were unprofessional, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then I probably got on the thing and said, let's try this again, cover to the stage. Right. And now I'm more pissed. But so at the end of the night, I was feeling generous. And him and I had a conversation. And I said, I'm going to squash tonight. We're going to pretend like this never happened because I know that you are going to be on time for the rest of the weekend. You are going to act like a professional for the rest of the weekend. It's going to be great. Right? Me and you? High five? Okay.
Oh, man.
Next day, I'm off. My one Saturday a month off. This person is here. I try not to bring negativity to my mother's life. My attitude is negative enough for her sometimes. So I didn't want her coming in with a already, a certain mindset.
To be on like high alert for this guy.
Right. I didn't want her thinking it was going to be bad already.
Yeah.
Right. Because he was fairly new. And so.
New and late?
Yeah.
Oh, what a dick.
New to us. So I was nearby. I was bowling with friends. And it was another comic friend. He knew the feature. He's like, hey, I want to go say hi. So we come back to the club. And so I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And I come in, and my mom was like, so your host was late. And I went, excuse me, what? Yeah, your host was late. So I had to have so-and-so who you have comics hanging out.
Yeah.
She goes, I had him host. I was like, good call. She goes, yeah. And then he came in, and so-and-so was already on stage. And he said, well, I'm supposed to host. And she goes, you should have been here on time. And he goes, well, but she goes, no, the show's starting with or without you. And she goes, but you can do the second show. And he said, well, you might as well have him do the second show because second show sucks.
Okay. All right.
So, and she's just telling me this to be informative, not knowing that I already had my issue with him. Mm-hmm. So I'm pissed.
Right.
Because I tried to be nice and squash this shit, and you still fucked up.
Right.
And
it's Mama Bear.
And you were rude as fuck to my mother.
Right.
So, but I try to have a 24-hour cooling off period, so I stayed away from him, and I just won't. Silent Jenny is worse than talking Jenny.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, it's hard to believe,
Yeah.
right? No, so I tried to stay, and he tried to talk to me, and I was like, not a good plan. And I'd walk away. So her and I were sitting out front on the boardwalk. Her and I were just talking and kicking it, whatever. And he came out, and now he's trying to talk to himself, but to me. You know how you're pretending like you're not talking to somebody, but you're really talking to them.
So he just like walks out and then looks up at the stars while you're like next to him, and he just starts talking.
I know people do that when they're about to fight. They're like, I know nobody wants to fuck with me.
Right.
I know nobody wants to step to me.
Come on, I dare you.
Right. So it was like that, and I was like, you really don't want to have this conversation right now. I'm really trying to be nice to you at this point. Like, just walk away.
Did he apologize or try to apologize?
Oh, he just tried to give excuses.
Oh.
And so then I just shut him down and told him to shut the fuck up and that he didn't have to worry about coming back, and he didn't ever have to worry about working at the club again. And he hasn't.
Did he try and come in at any point?
He never talked to me directly. He did ask other comics what I like to eat and
What the fuck?
how he could butter me up that way, because apparently whatever. And he'd ask other comics why, how come Jenny doesn't work with me anymore? So then those comics would call me and be like, hey, what's up with you and so-and-so? Like, he went on to win a couple contests and was on TV and stuff, like has a TV credit. And I was like, until you man up and talk to me, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You can't have other people come in to talk to me for you.
Just apologize for your behavior.
Right.
And then you can work something out.
Yeah. So we finally semi-talked at one point, and I was like, I'm not mad at you. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. And I think that hurts more, but it's like, I can't, if I was mad at everybody and I kept that anger all the time.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I'd be mad all the time, and I just don't got energy for that.
You have to really care about somebody to hate them. Like, to give them that kind of energy.
Right.
So, yeah, I could see how you'd be like, look, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Yeah, no.
You suck.
I don't give a fuck.
There was a story of somebody that basically, I can't remember what the reason was, but they were like fired for the weekend, and they were asking you if they still were going to get paid.
Oh, fuck you.
That's the one. That's the one I want. That was the story.
You, Jay. This is just going to be Jenny's story time?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
That's why you're on here.
Oh,
Again, you don't have to
God.
say names.
I know, I didn't. So, this was when we were doing Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Thursday night show were typically a challenge. Didn't get a lot of people out on Thursday nights. And so fuck you, Jay.
Carlos knows who this person is. Yeah.
Carlos knows all the names, right? Yeah, fucking. But he won't.
Right.
So the condo used to be right across the street. It was catty corner from the club. And two separate condos. It was like 2 studio apartments. And so we are trying to set up. We're setting up, we set up for whether we have a show or not. We have about 8 people in the lobby. And we are literally trying to pull people in off the streets to have a show. And Shane Murphy was the host. And this guy was the feature. And whoever the headliner was had the feature and headliner rode together.
Oh.
And that's only important.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay.
Because I had to deal with this fuck. So, and it was the feature that drove, too. So, we end up getting a show. We get our 12 people or whatever. End up having the show. Well, I go to start the show. We're like 15 minutes late. So if we had started the show on time, he would be late. Yeah. I haven't heard from him, and I'm not even thinking about that because I'm busy trying to get a show together. And all of a sudden, the host goes, "Have you seen the feature?" And I went, "No, where the fuck is the feature? I can't babysit everybody." So I said, "All right, fuck it." My bartender at the time was doing comedy or trying to do comedy, but he, I didn't book him. So, right. But I was like, fuck it. Larry, you go host. Shane, you'll feature. Headliner, I'll headline. Fine, whatever.
The headliner's there and the feature's not.
Headliner's there, feature's not.
Okay.
I don't believe they were friends. I believe they just were like, hey,
one had a car.
Right. Let's carpool.
Okay.
So about 10 minutes into host set, so we're now 8:25. Feature shows up. And he's like, hey, I got told that there wasn't going to be a show. And I go, you didn't get told that by me. You didn't talk to me. You didn't call and ask me. So who would you, why? What does it matter?
And also, if you were told that there's no show, what are you doing here?
No, he didn't get, I was, oh yeah. I was told there wasn't going to be a show.
Yeah, so if he was told there's no show, what are you at the club
why would
for?
you show up?
So he goes, well, my friends are here. So they said there wasn't going to be a show. I go, well, there's a show. So I go, but you weren't here, so you're not in the show now. And he was like, but I'm here now. I go, but you weren't here when you were supposed to be. And you were late. And it's like the more he argues with me, the madder I get.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know I'm right. I don't argue unless I'm right.
Right.
That's why I don't play poker, because I'm not gonna bet if I don't have a hand.
Right.
So, but he keeps arguing with me like he is somebody.
Like he has a point. He wants to get it
right.
out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're wrong.
And I don't argue. So I was like, you're not going up. And so he was like, well, those are my friends. I go, okay, well, you probably should have come over. And like in my mind, if those are your friends,
yes,
wouldn't you walk the fuck across the street and say, hey, sorry for coming out. Let me get you tickets for this weekend, blah, blah, blah. Let's go hang out or do something. Like,
were his friends already
now you're
sat?
a dick on top of a dick. Yeah.
So
they're watching the show.
So the friends came in. Mm-hmm. The friends bought tickets. The friends or whatever.
Yeah.
The friends were on a list or whatever.
Yeah.
They get into the showroom.
Yep.
They see that there's comics and waiters and managers and everyone's running around trying to make sure that something happens tonight.
Yeah.
And he then gets it in his head that his best excuse is that my friends who have tickets to watch a comedy show and are sat waiting to watch said comedy show told me there was no comedy show.
While they were in the lobby, they said, we don't think there's going to be a show.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. So now he's arguing with me. He's like, well, they're here to see me. And I go, well, you're not going up. And he goes, well, I'm just going to go get them and then we'll leave. Now, his 4 people are a third of the audience.
Right. So
I'm like, are you serious right now? And he's like, well, they came to see me. And I go, you know what? Go ahead and go up. He's like, so I'm going to go up. I go, yeah, go ahead. Go up. Do your time. I don't fucking care. And I walk away because I'm fucking mad. And I've never want to hit a comedian so much in my life. And I go outside and the staff scramble because they see my face because I'm not very good at hiding expressions.
Right, sure.
And I grab a water bottle and I'm using it like a stress ball. A cold water bottle. And he comes out.
Oh, no.
To double down. Yeah. He was like, Jenny, I need to talk to you. I go, yeah. What's up?
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, if I'm going up, I want to make sure, that I'm going to be paid for it. Well, of course you're going to get paid. You're performing, right? Okay. And I walk away again because I was like fucking fuming, pissed off.
Oh no.
And he worked the weekend and I didn't talk to him at all the rest of the weekend and he's never been back.
Oh.
And that's how all my stories will end. In case you think there's any cliffhangers, they will all end with, and they've never been back.
And then he was calling up, what does she like to eat? Fucking idiots. That is bizarre to me. Comics, for a lot of the time, can just be vainglorious douchebags. They just think that the show is about them. Like that guy that's the feature that got up the feature. And it's like, I feature, and the feature gets up and goes, I don't want to do comedy anymore. So this will be one of my last sets. Oh, so I'm getting to watch your retirement set? Cool. Yeah. Never fucking heard of you. And also, it's not about you. It's about them.
Right.
You fucking idiot. I hate when comics think that their words must be heard. They don't need to be heard. If you're funny, then people will want to listen.
Jen's
but
like,
nobody
I like
needs
Kane.
your shit.
He's
I
all
like
right.
this Kane
he's
guy.
All right. Yeah, he's all right.
I really hate it. Oh, God.
Okay, she'll book you. Fucking relax. Jesus Christ.
But
you got a weekend.
But hold on.
I want 2 weekends.
Yeah, but that's not my concern. I just need to know, like, if I'm like 15 minutes late, is it fine if I still go up?
You know what? I've had comics be late. Once you get booked, you get my phone number. I've had comics be late. I'm stuck in traffic. I'm whatever. Communicate. Just be like, I'm so sorry. I'm on the way. don't do it twice.
Right.
But I'm an understanding person. Obviously, I can take some things, but yeah, don't double down.
Yeah.
Now, has there been a comic, and this comic you probably will name because it's going to be a compliment. Is there any comic that you...
Jay Hollingsworth.
Oh, stop.
Oh, please don't. Don't do that.
No.
Now that he's fishing, he's like, is he 6'8"? And
it won't be me. No,
okay.
Is there any comic that you had never heard of that, and you saw him for the first time, and you were like, this guy's awesome, or this guy's going to be great, or something like that?
I have a funny story about that. Nate Jackson, actually.
Ooh,
Nate, our buddy Nate.
Love Nathan.
Yeah. So he came. Mike Calvin booked him on a Stay At Loud showcase.
Mike's great.
And he came out Thursday night show, and I was dying. I was laughing so hard, my face hurt, my cheeks hurt, and we all know I don't laugh a lot because I've seen all your shit. But Jay and.
Hey, you're a hack.
Take that one weekend away from him, Jen.
So he did amazingly well, and then he goes out and he's sitting out in the lobby afterwards, with merch or whatever. And I went out and I was like, "Hey, thanks so much for coming out. I would love to get you a date. You're hilarious." Da da da. And it was really nice to meet you. He goes, "I've met you before." And I was like, "Okay, my bad." And he goes, "Actually, this is the second time I've showcased for you."
He was like, "I was 15 minutes late the first time."
He was like, "Yeah, I showcased on this other show. I think it was like the Black Greek comedy show or something." I was like, "Oh, well, I'm an asshole. Thanks for coming again." But he's like, "No, I understand." So, I mean, he didn't take it personally when I didn't book him the first time because, he's a cool guy and he understands how comedy works. And sometimes you have to be seen more than once. I might have been doing something. Black Greek night is usually a sold out show, over sold out generally, and starting late. And so I was probably busy that night and I just didn't get a chance to see him. But the fact that he came back and then, I was like, sorry.
Yeah, Nate's a crusher, and just
he's awesome.
For those that don't know, it's Mr. Nate Jackson, I think, on everything, and Nate is he as funny as as great as he is as a stand. I don't know, I'm having a stroke.
Start
as
over.
funny as he is. All right,
start over.
So Mr. Nate Jackson on all social media.
Okay.
I'll have to tell him. I'll be like, dude, we just fucking plugged you 1,000 times because I'm a stuttering, stammering fuck. Mr. Nate Jackson, as great as he is as a comic, he's that good as a hustler, and he's works his ass off.
Right.
So he deserves everything he gets. He's great. I love Nate. And
humble.
Yeah.
Because he has TV credits and he has the talent obviously, but still humble and just kind and awesome to work with.
Yes, he's now have you who's probably like the biggest name over the years that you've had in there? And I'm not saying you have to say if it was good or bad, but just who are some of the biggest names?
I don't book big names as much anymore because I don't enjoy working with them as much. And I don't think that they are any funnier. And since I know Jay loves it when I say it, Laughs Unlimited has a following.
It's like, I mean, we talked about the panel before, but I think comics look at you and your club and like how we wish all comedy clubs would run, in that it's based on you being a comic, your talent.
Right.
Not how many followers you have, not, credits or whatever. Are you funny? Can you fucking rip a room?
Right. Because we have the following, so I don't have to rely on a comics following. I don't have to book a big name to get asses in seats. We had sold out Friday, sold out Saturday tonight. And not to take anything away from Manny Maldonado, but Manny Maldonado's hilarious and it's a great show, and he's been hustling and posting it on social media too. But we do that every weekend, so it's
so funny because there's I won't say you know this person. There's a booker of one of the major clubs in LA that is a newish booker, and I used to get booked at you see how I'm tiptoeing around fucking naming the club or the person.
But you want me to name names, okay?
No, I told you not to name names, unless it's a compliment. No, so Kane knows this story, but this guy, he's a newer booker to this club that I used to get booked at regularly. Are you coming over to adjust the mic?
Yes, he was.
Bill,
I was totally thinking that.
He's talking to your goddamn microphone.
He
That's
says,
Bill
"How come?"
from the Meat Sweats podcast.
How come Jenny's not a comic and she talks in the microphone better than the fucking comics? Oh.
Oh, you suck at your
Just
job.
fucking adjust your levels, Bill. You fuck. All right.
Yeah,
What
put
am I
it-
paying you for?
Put it
Oh
on
yeah,
the
I'm
bill.
not. It's my bad.
Bill's the worst.
But no, so this booker, he was. This is a club that I used to get spots regularly, and then new bookers came in, and they started dwindling. And then the newest booker, it had been like a year that I had been, and so I hit the person up, and I was like, "Hey, what's how do I get a spot?" And I know this guy, and the response was, "This is not an exaggeration. This is a quote." Well, yeah, I'm like booking big names, so like if you're not a big draw, can you bring like I don't know. 100 people?
100.
100.
Yep.
Can you bring 100 people?
Yeah,
So
I
I just
can.
started laughing, and then 6 months later, I called him again. Same thing. I was like, "Hey, so what's up? Should I just email the? Oh, I almost said the fucking person's name. Should I just email the owner, or what?" And then this person's like said the same spiel again. I'm booking big names. And I go, "Hey, no offense to you, but there's definitely comics on there that you're booking that have no following. You should book them because they're great comics. That's why you should book them. So it's good that you are booking them, but they have no draw whatsoever, which is fine." And he was like, "Who?" And I gave him a name. And I go, "Again, he's a great comic. You should book him, but nobody's coming to see that person." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'm glad you let me know." And then 2 hours later, he was like, "Hey, do you want to work this club? You'll close it out. It's this money." And I go, "Okay, sure. I'll push it." And then he said, quote, "Oh, don't worry about it. It always sells out." I was like, "You cunt."
So you got my list of 100 people then?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fucking so
as a
frustrating.
disclaimer from a booker/club owner, don't ever do that. Jesus Christ, Jay. Don't be like, "Well, you booked so-and-so." Don't do that.
No,
dear
the person.
comics, dear people, don't
Wait, what?
do that to club owners or bookers.
I wasn't saying it like, and I said to the
It
guy,
doesn't matter how you say it. Did you say it in writing?
"No,
I was like, tone cannot be read.
no,
And
we
if
were
you-
talking on the phone." Because the guy was saying
You
that
did
he-
say you had a relation, or that you knew the guy.
I know
but
the guy, yeah.
I'm
and
just
he was
saying to
saying,
other comics, and
Yeah. Well, no, I said to
That
the
can
guy,
backfire.
the thing I was trying to get across to him, because he was saying like, "Oh, I'm just booking these
I
big
get
names
it.
with huge followings."
I get it.
And I was like, this person doesn't, but they're
Okay.
great comic.
She
And you
got
should book
Okay.
them.
it. God
I'm just saying we
almighty.
Shut
get-
up, Kane.
We do
He-
get messages that say, "Well, you could book me because you're booking so and so and so and so,"
No, I was-
and
yeah.
that's
Right.
not really. That's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah.
So, just as a disclaimer to all other
Yeah.
comics
do
that
it.
I didn't
are
do that.
trying to work more often than Jay Hollingsworth
Yeah.
does,
Oh, shit.
don't do that.
Woo! Now, the reason you should book me is because you book him. So,
Yeah,
just FYI.
Keep going. Good one. And you get more gems like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's how I start my set. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let's give it up for the troops. And okay, sorry.
Keep going.
No, I'm done.
All right, we got to do our best of the best. So
Yes.
we have a segment, best of the best.
Best of the
It's
best.
we
Do we
where
have
we
theme
debate
music?
what is the what?
Do we have theme music?
You're the theme music. Do it.
Yeah. Best of the best. Bump, bump, bump.
Perfect. All right, so that's our theme music. You guys know it. It changes every episode.
Certainly does.
Where we debate what is the best of a certain thing. Could be anything. We're going to do, and I'm sure we'll have input from everybody here. Best of the best. Who is the best action star?
Who is the greatest
Will
action star?
Smith.
Will Smith. Will Smith is one of them. Wait. Okay, so we got Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith's on the board. Wait,
I'm just
watch
joking.
this.
It's not real.
No, Will Smith is up there.
He's up there.
Wait. Hold on. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Schwarzenegger.
obviously.
Who else did we have?
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
And then Bruce Willis.
We have Keanu Reeves.
Keanu
and
Reeves,
Keanu
yeah.
Reeves.
We
here's
had
the
mentioned that
Statham's
because
garbage.
you gotta. He hates The Rock, so he
I
doesn't.
hate The Rock. I know nobody likes Kane, but I'm not in big action movies. No one has an opinion yet. So I wanted to keep it like down to.
Fuck all your rules.
Here are the rules.
Fuck these rules.
I like the rules.
Shouldn't we have gone over the rules before?
Yeah,
There are
well,
no
that's the
rules.
thing.
That's
He
that's
sucks
your
at
other
hosting.
fucking thing.
That's the worst thing about.
It's not the only thing he sucks at.
Oh shit! What else?
I think that's a compliment. That's the only thing I suck at.
That's
Thanks.
not what I
it's,
said.
no,
but
it's not
okay.
the only thing you suck at.
All right.
But essentially, I wanted to go with just guys who came up in the 80s and 90s, who are like big action stars then and are still making movies. Keanu Reeves is one of them because he like had Speed and then The Matrix, and then it came out. Now he's doing John Wick, and so Out of those guys, the 80s, 90s guys, who is the GOAT? Yes.
Liam does.
Does Liam? No, right?
Michael Collins. He was in the Michael Collins.
Bruce Willis.
Watch this. Fucking Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
We were talking about this, and I was thinking, I thought of Tom Cruise, and I was like, I don't know how you're going to top Tom Cruise, though. What?
Steve Guttenberg.
Cocoon? Is that Steve Guttenberg? Jesus
There was
Christ.
hella action in that movie. Did
But I
you
also-
see it?
But I also wanted to stipulate, too, like...
Fuck all these fucking stipulations.
Can I give the fucking rules and then people
No!
can make the distinction?
That's for your other stupid
Why
podcast.
do you gotta say fuck
this shit.
Why?
This happens every podcast. We got
such a
enough.
dickhead.
Fuck all this other shit.
And that is
Yeah,
a
I
lot
know
of
it's an
rules.
open forum, but if we set up rules that people can follow...
Then it's not
Then
open.
we can close the forum.
Fine. You know
Yeah.
what? Fine. No rules. Whoever.
It's
Julia
anarchy.
Roberts. Case closed. Fucking dick.
Oh wait, no, Halle Berry.
But she doesn't have multiple action movies.
Harrison Ford he's in there. You got
Oh,
Indy.
fuck. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
No, you said
got
Indy.
Snipes.
Ah.
Demolition Man.
We already have
Blade.
one minority, though, so I think...
Bases covered.
we just need a woman and a transgender person.
Yes. I was going to say Linda Hamilton, but she really only has Sarah Connor. So, like, it has to span multiple action heroes. So, like, you could do, like, Zoe Saldana, because she plays Uhura in Star Trek, and she also is
Was that in the
Gamora.
90s?
No, but it wasn't in the 90s. So you got to like, so she's out. And I was going to think Mia Jovovich, because she's got Resident Evil and Fifth Element. But what's her
Wasn't
other
she
one?
the vampire with the werewolves, right? Or Kate Beckinsale, yeah.
But isn't Hellboy shit?
Yeah.
Is that a rule too? It can't be shit.
It's got to be
Jesus
great.
Christ.
Because they got to be like like they can
Okay,
make bad movies.
Okay, so let's
obviously.
whittle it down. Whittle
What
it down
happened?
before. I'm just so nervous.
It's Jen.
God.
Jen, you do that to him.
Yes, okay, so...
Gets
I
all
thought you were
God.
damn near 50, not 15. What the fuck?
I don't know what you're talking about. So we got Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has got to be in the top four, right?
Yeah, he's there. For sure.
Dude, Will Smith. Were you shitting on Will Smith?
Carlos has a personal thing. It's very funny because I love Will
Independence
Smith.
Day?
He hates Will Smith. And this is why, because he says Will Smith plays the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in every movie
Yeah.
that he plays in. So he's
Yeah,
not
but Mark
really
Wahlberg
acting.
plays fucking Mark Wahlberg and everything.
Yeah.
Do the
It
impression.
works
I'm setting
for-
you up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey.
That was
Smart-
lame.
Fucking
No, that was lame.
Julian.
Yeah, that was lame. That was
I
terrible.
don't like doing
set him
impressions
up
in front of
anymore.
great
Don't
impressionists.
set him up anymore.
Yeah, no
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
It's hurtful.
He can
Jen.
do anybody. Watch.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Don't do that.
He can do any
Shit.
impression. Just name
Okay.
one. Somebody name an impression. There you go.
Christopher Walken. I had a joke that I hate that I even wrote it. It's so hacky. Early on, when me and Jay were started becoming friends, where I would say I can do any celebrity, just name it, and no matter what the audience would name, I would say Christopher Walken, and then I would just do some random line that Walken said, and it's not even that great. So then I was workshopping how to be like an impressionist comedian early on, and I was asking Jay, and Jay goes, "Oh, you know, it'd be great if you just went up and you just started going, I'm hungry for brains, I want brains," and then you have people guess what your favorite show is, and then they would have to guess The Walking Dead. And it bombed every time. And we would go and go, all right, I'll do my bad one if you do your bad one.
Yeah.
His bad one's kind of funny because he does the Nazi voice where he's like,
I go, oh, Jesus Christ. I say I don't understand how Nazis came into power when they have the most, like, effeminate accent. They're just knocking on doors, and they're like, is there any men here that are Jews? Where's the Jews? You trying to fuck them? All right. Are you taking a fucking phone call, Jen, in the middle of this prestigious podcast? What the fuck?
She hates us.
Hey, some people have a fucking club to run
I
here.
got it. All right.
God, man.
But Will
I would
Smith.
say Wesley Snipes is a great addition. 'Cause
Yeah.
you got.
Oh,
what was it?
dude, you had Always Bet on Black. What was that one? Passenger 57, Blade.
New
All
Jack
the Blades,
City.
New Jack City. Oh, fucking
Demolition
Rising
Man.
Sun. What'd you say? Fuck. Dude. Wesley Snipes might be. Wait.
Nick Cage is a good pick. He's like a secret, just like Keanu. They're both like secret action heroes. Like you don't see them coming, and all of a sudden they're fucking awesome.
All right, we got to whittle it to 4. So
Yeah.
Tom Cruise has got to be in there. I would think.
I love the addition of Wesley, so I pick Wesley. Jolie is.
We talked about that.
So you got Wanted, you got Tomb Raider,
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You have to at least 3 good
Carlos is a
bankable
good-
movies in your
Salt,
repertoire.
yeah.
Who's okay? So we got.
So we got
Tom Cruise
Jolie,
is first.
Tom Cruise, Wesley Snipes. I'm throwing Keanu in there because you have The Matrix and John Wick, and then you also have Speed.
But
which
John
is
Wick, did that start in
one
the
of my
2000s?
and Constantine.
Constantine was back in the day.
Point Break. So
Point
yeah,
Break.
so Reeves
Oh,
is
is that an action movie? But you said Sylvester Stallone's Rocky isn't because it's boxing?
because he's boxing.
You fuck.
Point Break, they're surfing and shooting at each other and bank robbers.
What about Val Kilmer?
So he tries to fucking make the point that Sylvester Stallone should be in there because of Rocky. That's
No,
a sports
Rocky,
movie.
Rambo, his
But
over
Rocky
the
and
top,
Rambo-
fucking over the top.
Over the
Come
Top
on.
is an arm wrestling movie.
Fucking that's action.
That's barely a sports movie. It's barely
like
a
an action
fucking
over the
movie.
top. Fuck
It's
off.
barely a fucking movie. It is
Hey,
over the top.
Hey,
This
if you
podcast is
just
over the top.
change how your fingers are, you can win the
Yes.
fight.
Oh God!
Oh, dude.
Over
It's
the
not an
top
illegal
is
move at all.
Terrible.
Bill, hold
turn
on,
your
watch this,
hat
watch this.
around.
I'm going to defer to our guest sound guy, Bill. Your vote on Over the Top. Boom!
Unbelievable. No.
Sylvester's in.
wait,
Sylvester
but is
can't be
it-
in.
Is it an action movie?
It's
Fuck,
There's
we
no
got a
way it's
fuck
an
yeah
action
from
movie.
Bill.
No.
Cobra! Fucking Cobra! Get
Okay.
the fuck out!
yeah, but Schwarzenegger beats Stallone. He's got Terminator,
The
Terminator
Dependables
2,
or whatever
True
the fuck,
Lies.
the Depends or whatever they're called. Expendables, whatever the fuck they're called.
Oh my God. Commando, Predator, and he has all the best lines.
Schwarzenegger's definitely got to be in.
Yeah, so
Schwarzenegger, Tom Cruise, who?
Kindergarten Cop's pretty good.
Okay, so I think
Naruto.
Cruise and Schwarzenegger are definite.
yeah,
Do we go Snipes or Will Smith?
I'm Snipes.
Snipes. Okay, Snipes.
His is better.
Do we say Jackie Chan or no? He had all of the Rush Hours. He had all of his own movies.
Because come on,
Chuck
man.
Norris is more 70s and 80s.
What does Van Damme have? Time Cop? I mean, I love Time Cop.
Bloodsport. Double Take or whatever the fuck it was. Double Impact.
Double Impact.
Street. Yeah.
Street Fighter is awful.
Okay. We got 3. We need our 4th. Who's our 4th going to be that we're debating? Are we going to say Jackie Chan?
But Jackie Chan, that's like what's his name? Who's the Seattle fella from Japan that hit a whole bunch of hits, and then he came to the States. But we don't count his movies outside.
Bruce Lee?
The dude in Seattle, the hitter. He just retired. Ichiro.
Oh. Jesus, you're like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what happened?
Who?
Okay, so the 4th one's Ichiro. That's what I got from that.
So you're trying to make a baseball analogy to where like, yeah, we could take his hits from over here, but then the MLB said it's not the same. Shut up, Carlos. Shut your mouth. Will
right.
Smith hates you, you fuck.
No, Carlos and my friendship hangs on a thread because of his hatred for Will Smith. Okay.
That's really funny.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
so I'm putting
Wait,
Keanu.
He has a movie coming out where
Hold
Will
on.
Smith is playing another Will Smith. There's 2
I've
of
seen
them.
it, yeah.
I'm gonna make him go see it. We're gonna go
Gemini
see it. I can't wait. It's gonna be so
Could you do-
exciting.
could
We're
you do
going, Carlos. I don't give a
Samuel?
fuck.
Samuel, I mean, nah, but
Yeah, the Quentin
He's too
Tarantino movies.
smooth. He's too smooth to be an action
aren't
guy.
action.
He's just like, I'm gonna
Patrick
fuck them all up.
Swayze, fucking Roadhouse, bro.
Roadhouse.
Oh God, we got to pin down this 4th so we can start debating. Get off your fucking phone.
I got
Kane.
Keanu, Arnold, Tom.
No, not Keanu.
Keanu is in it. Keanu is in it.
You just want to suck Keanu's dick.
And
I love Keanu.
We have Wesley Snipes.
Jelena,
Yes, it's
Jolie. I know
Keanu's
you
got
already named like
2
six people.
franchises.
All right, we need one more. Keanu, Arnold,
We got
Tom,
4. We're
Snipes.
only doing 4.
We're doing 5.
No,
Why
we're doing 4. I don't know about Keanu.
What about Angelina? Did we lose Angelina? What happens here?
All right, well, we got
All right, get rid of Keanu for Angelino.
This is horse shit. I'm the one that thought of this segment.
Okay, wait. Who do you guys think Keanu should be one of the top action stars.
Do you guys always stutter so
Bill?
much? Jesus Christ.
Not over Stallone either, right?
So check this out. Well, Jeffrey says 2 franchises of 3 movies.
Oh.
Yeah. You got to throw Keanu in
All
there.
right. Keanu will be the 4th.
Thank
Plus
you.
speed.
All right, we got our 4, right?
Keanu, Arnold, Tom, and Snipes.
Okay,
Those
now
are
we got to
the-
whittle them down from that. All right,
I mean, God,
Oh,
Snipes
man.
was such a. I didn't even think of him.
dude,
and
Snipes.
had
That's
such
because you hate black people.
Oh, ew.
On the record. EL, don't rush the stage. You got nothing. I love that you just let that sit in the ether.
every
you know
time-
this is where I'm going to edit it, right? And that's all I'm
Every
going to show.
time He says I'm racist. What am I supposed to do? No, I'm not.
I have a black friend.
You look so much more racist.
All right, so, okay, so.
Maybe if you just don't be racist in the first
Oh,
place,
get him,
it would
Jen.
be much
racist.
easier.
I love Snipes.
Is that what you call black people now?
I love that Snipes, and that's
Snipes are crazy. Snipe, please. All right.
yeah. I think
yeah,
Will-
but we only can go 4. So is Bruce Willis going to replace?
which is such a weird rule. All of a sudden, he loves rules.
Shut up. You were the one that had like 15 things you wanted
Yeah,
to go over.
exactly, and that
Fuck your
whittles it
shit.
down.
All right. Fucking dumb. All right.
Hey, he's
Are you
about to
put
come over
Bruce
here and
Willis
yell at you for
over? I
touching
mean,
that mic.
Die Hard, and then what else? Yeah, like action.
Yeah.
Are you going to put him over Tom Cruise, Schwarzenegger, Snipes, or Keanu?
I like what Carlos said though. Keanu has 3 different action franchises
I know.
now.
Well, Keanu's in, so we
I
got
know,
our 4.
so that's
what-
you can't put anybody over him.
Mission Impossible.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
The one where he was the assassin and Jamie Foxx was driving him around.
Collateral.
Collateral.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
But you have Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, and he does. I mean, the does his own stunts thing really puts him
Yeah.
in a fucking whole other league.
All right. So who's the best? Who are we gonna say is the top?
Exactly. I don't understand.
Because now they're trying to whittle it down to 1.
Yeah.
I mean, this
we're
is going to be
trying
a
to pick who's
7-hour
the best of the
podcast
best.
because we're trying
And
to
if we
pick
keep
the
adding
best of the
shit,
best.
we're gonna never get to it.
Right.
Keanu.
Your vote's
We gotta
Keanu.
vote for Keanu.
Okay, we got.
I mean, yeah. That makes so much sense. But I love Keanu. I just love him.
Bill, who do you say? Schwarzenegger, Keanu, Snipes, and
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Schwarzenegger.
Okay, we
So
got 2 for Schwarzenegger.
2 for Keanu. 3 for Schwarzenegger.
Matt Broom. All right.
All right, I think Schwarzenegger's
Such
probably
a
going to take it.
follower.
Because Schwarzenegger had more he doesn't think Rocky's an action movie
It's not an
or
action movie.
over the top.
Yeah, no.
I mean, dude, Schwarzenegger, he had I forgot about Conan. He had Conan, he had Terminator. Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of really good ones.
Oh, what was the one with Tom Arnold?
True Lies. Eraser! He killed an alligator!
Total Recall? I think Schwarzenegger's going to
Yeah,
do it.
Schwarzenegger's going to take it.
Jen, do you want to chime in that you think he'll change our mind?
No.
Will Smith?
Yeah.
All right.
I would like to say Will Smith.
All right, Schwarzenegger. We got Schwarzenegger as best of the best for action stars. All right, we did it. See? Very
Fucking
Very
took
well said.
forever.
All right.
All right.
After all the yelling
Jesus.
and racial, fucking throwing out racist comments. All right. Okay, we got to do our Worthless of the Week, and then we'll wrap it up. My Worthless of the Week is going to be, God, watch this. It's going to sound like I'm pandering, but it is pretty fucked up. All the fucking states that are trying to control if a woman can have an abortion or not, all that shit fucking, yeah. It's pretty fucking crazy. You guys are both texting. What the fuck? Gee, oh, Jen's got a club drum. What the fuck, Kane?
I'm emailing Jen about the
But
club.
Kane, you not care about women's rights? Now he's a racist
Yeah,
and a
I hate
misogynist.
women. Here we go.
God damn it.
They're also a bunch of snipes. What? Okay, so a callback didn't work. The callback didn't
That's where
work.
I'll be editing the second half of this fucking clip.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, That's my worthless of the week is all those that are passing. What is it? The fucking. I just saw that. I think it was Texas. Somebody's trying to make a law come to fruition. However the fuck you say it.
Very good, Jay.
That if a woman does get an abortion, that she can get the death penalty.
Ooh.
I think it's in Texas. So all those states and people associated with that, those are my worthlesses of the week. So fucking beat that, Kane.
All those women protesting. Get out of here. No.
Don't you have a kitchen to get in?
Don't you have babies to make?
And kill? Jesus Christ.
Can I do worthy?
Sure, you can do your worthy of the
I'm
week.
also going to pander. This festival.
That you just got to today.
I just got to today.
Right. Can you definitely edit this part out?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You could have. This is how dumb you are.
Why am I
Can I
dumb?
tell you how dumb you are?
All right, tell me.
You're already in the festival that you showed up to today.
Yeah.
You have a club owner booker to your right that you
Uh-huh.
could have pandered to.
What am I
No,
going to
he was
pander to
thinking about
Jen?
if he did worthless, he was going to do Jen because I scare him.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
do scare her.
intimidating. Just ask
Arguing, Jen's argument tactics are pretty worthless.
Okay.
How am I going to get my point across?
Okay.
Okay.
people. Okay.
All right, Jen. What's your worthy or worthless of the week?
I abstain.
She pleads the fifth.
I like your worthless of the week though.
All right.
Yeah, because there's some ridiculous shit going on right now.
It's fucking
I don't even.
crazy.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And I would like to say, move out of those states.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're in a situation, you can't really do it.
Okay.
Don't say Will Smith. I'll fuck you up, Carlos.
Carlos,
Jesus
come up to the mic
Christ.
really quick. Carlos Rodriguez is coming
Don't
up really
invite
quick
him up
to give a
mic.
worthless
He's
of the
gonna say
week.
Will Smith.
Quicker.
Oh, he's got it.
Love what you've done with the hair.
Jen, I'm letting it grow because I'm getting old, so I thought I was balding right here. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna let it come over. But social cues, people that don't get social cues, that's the worthless shit of the week.
Perfect.
Yeah, if it's your job as a comic to read an audience, why can't you read a fucking person? Like body language. If my arms are crossed, I'm turned away from you. Stop probably talking to me.
Perfect.
I'm probably trying to run a club, and you're hindering my abilities.
And watch this. And that club, what's its social media?
Laughs Unlimited on everything, I think. I don't know, at 1207 Sack or some weird shit on Twitter.
Great plug.
But Laughs Unlimited.
Jesus Christ.
Do we still use Twitter? God, I hate Twitter. It's
Twitter's the worst. That's my
1207 Laughs, I think, on Twitter. But everything else, it's Laughs
Great. I'll
Unlimited.
do is Google for it. All right.
Right, thanks. Go to our website.
LaughsUnlimited.com though, right?
Yeah, go to our website. It's all on there.
All right. Kane.
At Kane Holloway on Instagram.
And I'm at Big Irish J on everything. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Gross.
Nice. Thank you. Oh, wait. Are you still recording, Bill? Real quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Bill with the weird last name. His Instagram is Bill_shit. Correct? Part of the Meat Sweats podcast. Great name. Check him out on at Meat Sweats podcast or Bill_shit. He did the video and the audio for this podcast. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate you.